All right, what is up, YouTube? I am Headline, and today I am going to cover the newest Marvel Tokon news that dropped on the PlayStation blog. Now, I know I'm a few days late in getting this coverage to you guys, but I wanted to take my time and sort of digest all of the different possibilities for what this could mean, as well as just thinking about the bigger picture of what this means strategically for the game going forward and if players will enjoy it. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So we have some new screenshots here, guys, of the player select, the character select screen. You can see each side has 4 playable characters in the portrait. You can see 4 different characters in that portrait, with the leader character being on the top. Now, you can see them all in the portrait, but on the side of these portraits, you can see clearly that each of those characters have a different role associated with them. So you can see there's a leader slot at the top. That's going to be your point character, your main character at the start of the battle. That strategically is a big part of the game. Always having a point character you are comfortable with, a point character to revolve your assists around at round start, is important. So as for the other slots, we'll look to the left. We see Miss Marvel is labeled as shooter. We see Storm is labeled as vertical. And we see that Star-Lord is labeled as assault. Now, the interesting part about this is that if you look to the other side of the screen, you can see that Star-Lord on the player 2 side is listed as vertical versus the assault on the left side. So 2 different versions of the Star-Lord assist on your team, which makes sense. Historically, with tag fighting games, even with the developers of this game developing Dragon Ball FighterZ, you would be able to pick different kinds of assists for every character. So every character in Dragon Ball FighterZ had 3 different assists you could choose for them when slotting them on your team. And all of these assists would serve a different function. We've already seen examples from Marvel Tokon of different assists with Dr. Doom in the footage we currently have. Dr. Doom having 2 assists that were revealed. One of them being a missile that he calls down on the opponent, or a laser guided missile, and the other assist being what I assume to be his aggressive quick call assist, where he comes out with an underhanded sort of quick claw to the opponent. That being the case, it seems every character will have 3 different assists, being the shooter, vertical, and assault type. Now, for the shooter, I'm assuming that's going to be your beam assist. Dr. Doom, he's going to call in that laser, or Star-Lord's going to shoot that gun. It's going to be your ranged assist on shooter. Vertical, these are going to be the assists that sort of go in the air. We've seen examples of that with Storm when she was first revealed as sort of, we thought to be a DP assist, right? An invincible assist where she flies up in the air, carrying the opponent up there. Vertically, right? So we can assume that every character will have a vertical assist where it sort of carries the enemy into the air in some capacity. And then there is the assault assist. These are going to be the quick assists. We've seen examples of that with, say, Dr. Doom with the quick claw I was talking about, and then transition. They did a little swap into him after the call, right? And we've seen it from Cap, where he sort of comes in, hits with the shield real quick. Now, if we look at this character select screen again, we can see that the UI on both sides with the 4 slots is formatted the same. So we can see the leader is at the top, then shooter, then vertical, then assault at the bottom. Meaning that per team, you might only be able to have 1 shooter assist, 1 assault assist, and 1 vertical assist. So in difference to tag fighters of the past, where you would be able to freely choose multiple beam assists or multiple aggressive assists, you would only have the option here to strategically place 1 of each of the assists, which is a conversation, right? It's definitely different considering it is a 4v4 fighter. Maybe having multiple beam assists or multiple assault assists would be a little strong. And if it is the case that you would only be able to have 1 shooter, 1 assault, right, 1 vertical, it makes it easier for their team to balance around it, right? Because there are going to be team structures. You're going to have to build a team around the point and around which assist or which character might have the most optimal shooter assist most optimal vertical assist, right? So it's going to be interesting in terms of team building, how that works out. Now, the next image we have here is actually in battle. We can see Captain America and Iron Man fighting here. Cap getting the better of Iron Man, but we have a full UI screenshot here, and the most important, the most controversial talking point is the health bar, right? We all assumed this would be the case. We assumed, it'd be a lot of clutter for 4 life bars on each side to appear in this game, as well as the Marvel team sort of marketing it as you can play as the one leader, right? Or you can swap between all of them. And I think rather than 2 different modes you can select at the start where you just have like a boss character and then 3 assists, they are going to make it so that it's accessible for casuals. They don't have to learn the other characters because it is 1 life bar. But optimally playing the game, you are going to switch, right? You are going to be swapping between the characters, right? So if you want to play this game at a high level, you have to learn how to swap. But if you wanted to just play the one character, you totally have the option to do so. And I'm sure there's going to be some steamroll matches where even the pro players will win with that just point character, that leader character, right? It's entirely possible. What's even more fascinating and more interesting to think about is strategically how the game will play, given that it is 1 life bar now. Because historically, if you did kill one of the characters on the team, that player, for losing that character, would be at a disadvantage. They don't have as much coverage to use for their offense, and they don't have as many resources to help conserve health for the other characters. So for this game, it's going to be a little bit different, where maybe if your assists were to take damage, that would also affect your main life bar. So like if you were to get a happy birthday, meaning if you were to hit the primary character and the tag character on the enemy team at the same time, maybe that would do double the damage to the life bar instead of it being 2 separate life bars taking damage, right? So strategically thinking about where to place your assists and where not to take damage is going to be different in this game. If let's say you get all 4 of the enemy's characters, maybe that's just a one-shot combo, right? We don't know yet. We don't know. We also see the 3 bars below the health bar. So there's 3 bars there in sort of a green tint, and what I believe this to be is your assist usage, right? It's going to be an assist bar. So if you wanted to, you could use all 3 of your assists all at once, but you drain all 3 of your assist usage bars, which introduces a balancing act of resources. Thought about resources beyond just the base gameplay, right? Which is always a great thing. We love having chores, and this isn't any different from other assist fighters, except it universally includes each assist into this bar, right? So instead of each assist having an individual cooldown of say 8 to 10 seconds, depending on what kind of assist it is, instead of it being applied to each individual assist, all of the assists will be tied to this bar. So assumedly, you could use Dr. Doom, he would fly off the screen, and then you could use Dr. Doom again with no cooldown, assuming you have the meter to spend 4 assists. So it is interesting that you are able to more flexibly use each of your assists as you please, but at the cost of an assist bar, if that is what this is. Now, could the assist bar also tie into, say, a burst mechanic, or would that be tied to the meter? Would there be other defensive options? We'll just have to wait and see for the gameplay, right? I'm sure there's a lot of information from the teaser we already have to sort of pull from. Now, as far as the UI on the bottom goes, obviously Captain America hitting a counter attack on Iron Man here. I'm not sure if that's a slowdown effect for the counter when Captain America is sort of having that orange after effect there for the counter. Maybe it's some sort of mechanic we aren't aware to yet. It could also be Captain America swapping into a counter attack, because we've seen Dr. Doom swapping out, having an orange after trail as he's swapping out. So maybe as assists are swapping in, they also have an orange after trail with some sort of mechanic, right? At the very bottom on either side, we can see both players have a meter system there, labeled 150 with 6 different bars there. 25 for each, I'm assuming, because 6 divided by 150 is 25. We'll see if they stick with the 150 bar amount. It could just be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But as long as it's easy to digest, maybe the players can see the bar number, right? It goes from 125 to 26, 27, 28 as it's filling up. So you can kind of see actively when that bar is going to fill up. And this, of course, would probably be for your super attacks. Not sure why the first 4 bars are closer together than the other 2. Maybe it's if you wanted to extend your super into a bigger super, or if you wanted to use an assist super of some kind. Not entirely sure, but we'll just have to wait and see. And talking about this next screenshot here, we can see that Shuma Garath is on the roof there in New York City. But guys, we've only seen one map for Marvel Tokon from everything that we've seen from the reveal. So, New York City is the only map we've gotten. I'm assuming there's going to be at least 8 to 10 maps at launch for Marvel Tokon. At least that's the hope. So if we do get 8 maps at launch, technically that's like 24 different stages because of these stage transitions. So we'll see if they can pull that off. If it is low, if it is slightly lower, if it's like 6 maps, that's totally fine, but we'll just have to see what Arc System Works provides for us at launch and gives us a sort of post-launch plan. We'll see if those maps going in are free. I hope to God, but we'll have to wait and see. Guys, Evo is like a week away, right? And we will be seeing a lot of Marvel Tokon gameplay. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it this year. I'm debating getting a one-day pass and just going to play Marvel, but you know, times are tight right now. So guys, if you enjoyed the video and want to support me going forward, you can leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is the best way to show support here. Most of you who watch aren't, and that's okay, you know. As long as you guys enjoyed the video and are showing love, it's always appreciated. So yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this Marvel Tokon update. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back with more on Marvel Tokon in about a week, assuming they don't release anything else before then. We'll see. We'll see. If they do, then I'll post it here. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.